don't even think I was recording the first time. I think I am now, though. Bless the day that I figure out how to edit. Okay. This is second week Artist Way journey. This is my check-in. My check-in and catch-up. Today is June 9th. It's a Monday. I didn't do much by way of the recovery of my artistic process, though I did create a lot this week. So I didn't do much of the book. I didn't do it every day, and my morning pages really did suffer for that. Yeah. Overall, I feel like I could have definitely taken more initiative this week and sat with myself and just made time for this, but I'm even just seeing where I'm needing to set a better boundary. So, there's that. Okay, yeah. The tasks this week, well, the week's topic was to recover a sense of identity. So some of the activities were affirmative reading, where you go and read the basic principles on page 3 to yourself every day. I did this for the first 3 days of the week, and then the rest of it, I was in Vancouver from Wednesday to Friday, and those 3 days, I did my morning pages on Wednesday. I did half of them on Wednesday. I did them on Thursday. I did not do them on Friday. Saturday, I don't remember what happened Saturday. I think I slept. I've noticed that as I'm going through this process, I'm doing a lot of inner work as well, and I've noticed that throughout this process for myself, I am sleeping a lot more than I used to. I'm just needing a lot more sleep. Anyways, the basic principles are creativity is the natural order of life. Life is energy, pure creative energy. There is an underlying, indwelling creative force infusing all of life, including ourselves. When we open ourselves to our creativity, we open ourselves to the Creator's creativity within us and in our lives. We are ourselves creations, and we, in turn, are meant to continue creativity by being creative ourselves. Creativity is God's gift to us. Using our creativity is our gift back to God. The refusal to be creative is self-will and is counter to our true nature. When we open ourselves to exploring our creativity, we open ourselves to God, good, orderly direction. As we open our creative channel to the Creator, many gentle but powerful changes are to be expected. It is safe to open ourselves up to greater and greater creativity. Our creative dreams and yearnings come from a divine source. As we move toward our dreams, we move toward our divinity. So I read those in the morning and then in the nighttime for 2 out of the 7 days this week. As far as and then a lot of these activities are to take autonomy of your time again, which is hilarious because I did not do that this week at all. Just a lot of other things were coming up in my life that just took more precedence. I'm closing out a lot of old stuff and really seeing some old patterns that have resurfaced and come up again. And it's beautiful work, but Damn, is it tiring. Holy man. Okay. So, let's see. Okay. Yes. 20 things. Is this? Okay, good. It is actually recording. Where does my time go? List 5 major activities this week. How much time did you give to each one? Let's see. So this week I went to 2 days of film. The artist way is a big one. Exercise is a big one. Family time is a big one. Yeah, that was it. So those were my main things this week. I didn't give any time to the artist way. Well, I gave a little bit, but not enough in my mind. To the gym, I went when I could, and I moved my body every day, so, which is good. Family, I spent the majority of my time when I was in Vancouver, and I usually do, but I know that there's going to have to be a change in the way I manage my time, especially when I do move to Vancouver. I think it will be easier to do that, but I find it really hard to be selfish with my time when it comes to my family in general. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Take a sheet of paper, draw a circle. Okay. This one was yeah. So this is my little circle diagram of like what I'm 7 minutes. Inside that circle, place topics I need to protect. So inside of this circle are like the different things I'm needing to protect right now, which are my artist way journey, sleep, exercise, creative time, planning my business and just business ventures, organization, and moving. Because right now, I want to move out of Kelowna. I want to move out of my hometown and I want to go to a different place. I want to explore what it's like to live in a big city where there are many opportunities and give myself a chance to really try that. I realize I'm not even sitting facing the camera. I'm sitting, I'm gonna talk to you. Yeah, and the things that are outside of the circle that are really taking me away from that is my social media addiction. Somebody that I'm trying to move away from. Not because they're a bad person, but because I'm not focusing on myself and just prioritizing my time better. I think that's the biggest thing. Because I think really out of this, like, I've never thought of myself as a very creative person. And it's funny because this week is all about recovering my sense of identity. But then in that sense of identity, I am a creative. But I don't want that to be shown for some reason. Like, I do because I want it and I love it and I love what I do. I love what I create. And I do it in so many different manners. But then there's this part of myself, like the deep, like the part right here that says, you know what, Chloe, I don't think this is a good idea. And that's frustrating. So I'm moving away from that. I'm just going to continue to prioritize this process and learning from it and doing it as I go. Even just posting this the first time around, I'm not gonna obsess over it. I'm not gonna overindulge in my perfectionism, because it's not gonna get me anywhere. I just need these videos to be out so then I can move on to the next thing. And they'll be good when they can be good, but right now I'm okay with them being the way that they are. It's fine as long as they're out and as long as I'm being honest. That's it. 20 things I enjoy doing. I love writing. I love making art, especially with my hands, like using clay. I love swimming. I love taking photos, making cards, laying under the oak tree, just that one. Running around just because. Playing volleyball, road trips, reading, making bouquets, sewing and like customizing clothing, going to the beach, making candles, painting, hanging upside down, hiking, and making pasta from scratch. Yeah. Those are all things that I really love doing. And then we were supposed to choose, I think, 2 to make happen. But what I've been thinking of doing, actually, after this, I'm going to go help my friend paint her shop. So there we go. I guess that's one. And then I'm also going swimming today, later with another friend. So bam bam. There's 2. I did make a card though for my grandpa, or for my uncle this week, because it was his birthday on the 4th. So I made a card for him, and let's see. And I did write a little bit. I did draw. I have been doing a few of these things, but I think maybe intentionally. Oh, I'd love to make some candles. Maybe I can, because right now I'm not really able to do it where I'm living, but maybe I could do a class or something. I'll figure something out. Yeah. Let's see. What was the other things that we had to do? Oh yeah, so this is the one thing that I feel like I really missed out on this week, was doing the affirmations again and choosing 3 affirmations and writing them out 5 times a day during the morning pages. I feel like I kind of missed out on that, because that's something that would actually have really helped me gain a bit more confidence in this process. So I haven't read all of week 3 yet, but depending on what that week looks like, I may try and incorporate that into my morning pages as well. I added 5 more imaginary lives, and then, let's see, where is that page? Oh yeah, okay. I added interior designer. Oh wait, did I add my... Maybe I didn't. I thought I did. Let's see. So I think it was 5 to begin with, and then it looks like I just added 3. So I have interior designer, healer, and sculptor on there. If I could add 2 more, I would add... I don't know exactly what this is, but like, I would love to... Well, yeah, I would love to own an animal sanctuary. I know it'd be messy and just everything, but I would love to take care of animals. And the other one would be to own my own school. 'Cause I was a preschool teacher before this, and I love my job. And I know that it takes a whole lot of work to own a preschool, or to own a school, to run a school, to do all of those different types of things, but it would be so valuable. And I think especially here, we're lacking in a lot of ways that we could really help our next generations, especially in terms of like independent and decolonial thinking. So I think that would be something that I'd be really interested in. It would also, like, that's something that I'm continuously always working towards, is just decolonizing my thinking and bringing myself back to a more holistic way of living. And yeah, by just allowing that for other generations, for like my nieces and my nephews right now, that would be instrumental. So that would be one of my big ones. What's next? Life pie. So this one was drawing a circle, dividing it into 6 pieces, and and seeing like where you're feeling fulfilled and where you're not. And this was mine. So it's split up between spirituality, work, friends, adventure, romance, play, and exercise. And the further in it is like the less you're feeling fulfilled. So spirituality I'm feeling pretty good with. Work is kind of like because like my concept of work right now is like inner work and building up a lot of different things. Yeah. And adventure I feel like I'm pretty good at. Oh, here, friends, I'm feeling very fulfilled. I love my friends so much. Adventure, romance, exercise. Oh no, sorry, play. Play's pretty good. I feel good about the ways that I am fulfilling that right now. I think it's going to be getting a little bit better just as I spend more time really with myself and learning to enjoy that time again. Yeah. Play, exercise, I'm feeling okay about. Spirituality, I'm alright. Yeah. That's all. Oh yeah, and then 10 tiny changes. So, yeah, and my 10 tiny changes are written down somewhere, but I don't really feel like talking about those. So, that is the overhaul of this week, or of last week. I did like 3 days of my morning pages, but in the check-in it asks to kind of talk about them or to write about them, explain how you were feeling. And honestly, I feel good whenever I do the morning pages. It's something I do within my regular practice, so I had enjoyed it. I've noticed though that the same sort of things have been coming up and coming up and coming up, and like I know that like talking about it every time it does make things get a little bit easier, make things a little easier, but it also I'm also kind of tired talking about it all the time. But you know what? It's just a matter of time before things smooth. So maybe one day I'll miss talking about it because there will be bigger things on my plate than what I'm currently thinking about. I wasn't surprised to find myself writing about anything, really. Except I was kinder to myself this week. Weekly self-scan of my moods. Oh, That's a really nice way of putting it. I have been stuck. I have been in an absolute slump. But that is okay, because if I'm looking at it that way, if it's just a self-scan of moods and not progress, then I'm feeling okay about it, because I'm allowed to feel however I need to feel, especially lately. I did not do my artist day this week, which is okay. It's not, actually. It's actually not okay. I'm feeling a little bit shitty about not doing it. But I'm gonna move past it, and I'm just gonna keep going. And I'll do a really good one this week. I'm not gonna do 2, but I'll do a really good one this week. I'll figure something out, and maybe I'll make a video about that too. Since I said it, I'm gonna do it. And were there any issues this week that you consider significant to your recovery, and describe them? Any other issues this week? Yes. I think the biggest one was actually, I said this to someone this weekend, and it's that I'm not as strong as I say that I am. And I don't even think I really say that I'm all that strong, but I'm not as strong as people perceive me to be. And I think that was something that was coming up a little bit, and I've been trying to treat myself a lot softer in this process of, just being more authentically myself, and being hurt by things, and allowing myself to make mistakes and fall back sometimes. And it's been hard, but it's also been really beautiful, because I reached out to a friend, and she was she held a lot of space for me. And yeah, I think that would definitely be, I consider that to be really significant to my journey here right now. I'm really thankful for that friend, that she was able to do that for me. And I think it's just that thing about finding your identity, and moving through the different points, the different parts of yourself that are still hurting, and the parts of yourself that you feel like you need to hide. Because I felt like I needed to hide my weaknesses, and the fact that, I'm really struggling with losing relationships. And it's okay to do that, because it's just another season of life. Things come and they go, and we don't get to choose all the time what stays. Sometimes if we make the choices ourselves, then we're missing out on a greater lesson, or a greater experience that's just meant for us. But we say no, we want to hold on to certain things. But you know what? It's tough to hold your fist like this all the time. How much better would it be if we just let it go, and just rested and trusted, So that's where I'm at. Yeah. So next week is recovering a sense of power. This journey has already taken me through a lot. I think it's also just aligning with my own with my own journey right now. And it is beautiful, but it is hard to leave. It is hard stuff to learn about yourself and to become who you've always been. But how rewarding is it to feel this light? It's beautiful. Okay, week 3. See you soon.